Hey there, Chris here from IELTSadvantage.com. Today's Friday, the day before the IELTS test for many of you, and many of you have emailed me, messaged me, asking me about what do I do the day before the test. So in this lesson, we're going to look at that, what to do the day before your test, and we're going to look at human performance, things that are going to make sure that the best version of you shows up on test day. So number one, relax. You are not going to learn anything in the 24 hours before your test. All right, it's impossible. You're not going to improve your grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, fluency, knowledge of how to do the writing test, writing skills, reading skills, none of these things. You will not be able to improve them in 24 hours. Therefore, if you try and cram all day, or even worse, stay up all night trying to cram, you are going to be a complete mess on test day, and you're going to lower your score by doing that. So number one, relax. You're not going to learn anything in the 24 hours or even 48 hours really before your test. Number two, if you are one of those people that just can't sit still and you need to be doing something productive and you need to feel like you're doing something, warm up to the test. So it's an English test, so surround yourself with English. So do something relaxing like watching a TV show or a movie in English. Listen to a podcast, go for a walk and listen to a podcast in English. Chat to a friend in English, write an email in English or a blog post or whatever you want to do. Do something in English so you feel like you are being productive and you're doing something towards improving your English, but do it in a very relaxed way. Number three, know where you're going. This is huge. So have you ever been going on a trip? Let's say you're going to the airport the next morning and you're unsure about how to get to the airport or like your mode of transportation or what time you have to be there. You probably will have a terrible night's sleep if that's the case, and you might get there a little bit late. The worst thing that you can do is show up like 5 minutes before your test begins. It's going to cause a huge amount of stress and lead to you not being very focused on the test, and we'll talk about that in a second. But if you plan, you know exactly where it is in the city that you're in, how you're going to get there, and get there. Don't aim to get there 2 minutes before the test. Get there 1 hour before the test and go to a coffee shop, and just sit there and relax and, play with your phone or read a book. Just get there. The number one thing that you want to avoid is, landing there in a sweaty mess because you woke up late and you missed your bus and the test has already started. You're not going to do very well if that's you, and many students are like that. So plan ahead, make sure you know where you're going and how you're getting there. Number four is absolutely huge. If you have a student who got 6 hours sleep and a student who got 8 hours sleep, the one that got 8 hours sleep, if those students were theoretically the same, the one that got 8 hours sleep is going to do much better on the test. So get to sleep early that night. Even better, the week before your test or the month before your test, get into the habit of going to bed at the same time every night and getting up at the same time every morning. So that means that even though you'll be stressed out before the test, you'll always have a little bit of stress, your body will be used to falling asleep at that time and getting up at that time. So you'll have much less trouble getting to sleep. If you are finding it difficult to sleep, or you think that you will find it difficult to sleep that night before your test, maybe you've done the test many times before, and every single time you've only slept 2 or 3 hours. That might be one of the main reasons why you're failing. The day before, go for a run, go for a walk, play football, whatever you want to do. Just get some exercise, and that will relieve a little bit of stress and also help you sleep better. Number five, really important that you eat a good breakfast. And don't eat a candy bar or a chocolate bar or a coffee full of sugar. What's going to happen is your insulin is going to spike, and then you're going to crash in the middle of your reading test or your listening test, which is not going to be very good for you. Eat a really nice healthy breakfast that includes protein and fats, and that's going to keep you going the whole day, because it is a very long, arduous day. So make sure you eat a good breakfast. Like, basically, most of it is have a good night's sleep and have a good breakfast. You're in a really good position. If you only sleep for 5 or 6 hours and you only have a coffee for breakfast, then that's not really good. You're going to really struggle to do your best, because it's just all about doing your best on test day. Number 6, we've already talked about this, but get there early. All right, don't aim to get there 5 minutes before. Aim to get there an hour, hour and a half before, and get settled. By get settled, I mean get in there, get registered, know where your exam room is, ask any questions that you have, know where the toilets are, very, very important. Get settled. You don't want to be going in there and not knowing anything and being very flustered. The aim is for you to sit down in that chair and be totally focused on what you're doing. Number 7, bring some food and drinks to keep you going. So you might want to bring, some water, some juice, or some healthy snacks. Try and avoid those, sugary snacks and things like that, and drinks that are going to spike you up, but then you're going to crash in the middle. So that's good advice to keep you going. And number 8, this is important. Whenever you finish the test, do not email me and say, I answered it in this way, is this okay? Or my examiner said this to me, or this question. Like, a lot of people do a post-mortem on their test after they do the test. All the analysis, all the worry in the world is not going to change your score. All right? After the test, relax, go out, party, whatever you want to do. But don't think about the test. All the thinking in the world is not going to change your result after you've done it. Maybe the day before the results come out, you can start worrying about it. But until then, just relax. Hopefully you get the score that you need. If you don't get the score that you need, don't panic. Don't think that, I'm never going to get the scores they need. We believe that we can help students get any score that they want eventually, but you need the right help, the right preparation, the right mindset, and you need to be realistic. So if you do need help with your IELTS preparation, feel free to check out my free website, IELTSadvantage.com, or if you want our personal help with your preparation, Chris@IELTSadvantage.com. Hope that was useful. I know it's a little less academic than what we do normally, but it's so important. Like, basic things like your diet and your sleep have a huge impact on your performance. So hopefully that will mean that you get there and do your best and get the scores that you need. And if you don't get the scores you need, feel free to get in touch. Thank you very much, guys. See you again soon. Bye-bye.